I'd like to talk a little bit about what he's done. He holds the record here for the most rebounds. One of the top 5 leading scorers. Played in Europe, played at DePaul, coached at Utah Valley, coached at Weber State, with Jordan High School, and Brighton High School. Now, I can talk about those things, but what I really want to talk about is why he's so successful. And to do that, I have to tell a story, and I know I like to tell stories, but this is a good story, and part of that is Coach Stubbs allowed him to do or make this story come to pass. The last year I ever played in a real basketball game, it's a long time ago, I don't even know if you remember. So I was playing on the alumni team. We were getting our rears beat pretty bad. I mean, at halftime it was not good. So it didn't look like it was be much of a game the second half. Well, we go out there and we start warming up. Here comes Kris. He's got an alumni uniform on. And he's smiling and I'm smiling too because I know now that we might get some points the second half. Well, what I remember was that half. I knew he was a great rebounder. I knew he was a great scorer. He was a great competitor. But what I didn't know, he was a great passer too. And actually, I scored 8 points all because of him. So the last time I ever played organized, I scored some points and it was because of him. He was a great passer and he had a great time. That's what I remember about Kris Hill. What I try to tell players. You gotta have fun. If you're not having fun, why are you playing? When I watch Kris play, he had a smile on him. In fact, when I watch Kris anywhere, he has a smile on him. He's not only a great player, but a great man, and he enjoys the game of basketball. And when he played, you can feel it. I loved watching him play because of that. But I got one question I got to ask you, Kris. You know the truth? I'm going to have the truth on this one when I turn this over to you. We talked about he had 842 rebounds. That's a lot of rebounds. But I swear at times he would miss a rebound to get his stats better. Is that true?
That's going to the grave.
But we used to take bets out there. Look, he missed. He got the rebound. He missed. He got the rebound. Score. 3 rebounds. I know why he holds the record now. I know exactly why he holds the record. But you just heard him. He's not going to tell me the truth. But anyway, Kris Hill, he is so deserving of this award to be in our Athletic Hall of Fame. He's earned it. Great athlete, great player, great man. I want to turn this over for a second. Congratulations, Kris.
I want to say thank you. It's kind of interesting. I'm never nervous, and I've been doing stuff for my whole life. I'm 14 years old. I have a thing, I'm not old, I'm seasoned. That's my word, seasoned. And for some reason, I'm nervous. But it's a good nervous. And I'm kind of sweating, as you can kind of see. And I messed up my little lapel, and I kind of tied by myself, and I was all proud of myself. But, you know, it's a good thing. You know, I have a lot to say, but I'm not going to keep you guys all night. I just want to say that this place holds a special place in my heart. I'm a kid from Chicago, Oak Park, Illinois. When I came out of high school, I had 2 scholarship offers. One was to stay at home in Chicago, and then this guy named Coach Ronnie Stubbs came and got me. Quick story, Coach Stubbs. Coach Stubbs said, well, Kris, come out to Salt Lake City, Utah. And I was like, okay. He said, you'll like it. You know, it'll be a great town, like Chicago. So I've never been out of Chicago at 18 years old at that time. So you know, I get off the plane, so I get to Salt Lake, and I'm like, okay, this is nice. It's not Chicago, but it's Salt Lake, and it's kind of big. So the farther we start driving down 15, the smaller things become. So we get to the point in the mountain, and I'm like, okay, this is okay, Utah County. You know, at the time I didn't know it was BYU, you know, so we stopped, get something to eat. I'm like, okay, I can live here. The coach is like, we got a little bit farther to go. And I'm like, farther to go? So then we get through the mountains, and I've never seen mountains in my life. And I'm like looking at it like this, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I gotta call my mom, I am not coming here. There's no way on God's green earth I am coming here. So we get to the town, we pull in, you know, coach is like, Kris, you wanna call your mom? I call my mom and I close the door, and I'm like, Mom, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if I'm gonna come home. I don't know what to do. I just wanna come home. She's just like, baby, just stick it out. She said, just enjoy a weekend trip. And I was like, okay. So the more I started to interact with players, you know, Coach Dub introduced all the guys, you know, some of the guys, you know, they're all my brothers. You know, I can't name them all, but they're all my brothers. But one in particular was Antoine Davis, and some of you guys may remember Antoine. And he was like, Kris, just have some fun. So, you know, I played some ball, and you know, we had some chemistry, and things kind of went well, and we hung out at night, and we did some good things, and I met some people on campus, and you know, it was okay, and you know, food was different, because I never had elk before, or some of the stuff they ate at the time, I was like, really? I mean, it was just different. Remember, I'm a kid from Chicago now. I'm keep going back to that one. So, you know, after the weekend, we go down, Coach is like, okay, Kris, what do you think? And I was like, well, Coach, it's okay, you know, I need to go home and make a decision, and talk to my mom and dad about it, and see what they say about it. So as we're going home, you know, I remember it used to be a Hardee's in Provo. We stopped at Hardee's, and Coach was like, do you want to do anything that you haven't done here? And I was like, okay, I'm just going to get something I know I probably shouldn't get, but I'm going to go. I said, Coach, I want to get my ears pierced. And Coach took me to the mall, and he got my ears pierced. It was funny, because when I got home, my mom made me take it out. So I get home, and I'm just kind of like, okay, you know, Mom, I don't think, you know, it's not a good school for me, or whatever. And my high school coach is kind of like, you know, I have a couple of surrogate parents. Some of them are here tonight. But my high school coach is like my dad, like Coach Stubbs. His name is Al Allen. And he was like, Kris, dare to be different. He said, all your teammates, you know, they're staying in Chicago, they're going to go to schools around here. And he said, you only have 2 offers. And I said, well, Coach, I want to go to Lincoln with all my boys and be with them. And he said, dare to be different. You know, so I thought about it, and you know, I went home and talked to my mom about it, you know, my stepdad, and we talked about it, and I just kind of said, you know, I just couldn't make up my mind. Finally, Coach Stubbs called me, and he was like, Kris, we really want you to come. And you know, and Coach was just really genuine, and I felt the love, and that's what I needed. It wasn't just about the basketball, it was just about that. And Coach Stubbs promised me, he said, Kris, if you come here, I'll make you a better student, I'll make you a better basketball player, but most importantly, I'll make you a better person. And at that time, I didn't get what that meant. Because, you know, you're 18, 19, you're thinking about, you know, just playing basketball. And that's all you're thinking about, you know. So I ended up signing my letter of intent, and I came out in the summer, and Coach kind of wanted to get me kind of, you know, used to the place, and I was like, okay. So he said, just come off for summer school, but summer school, there was no one here. I mean, there was no one here. And, you know, like I said, once again, I'm from Chicago, so I see a lot of people that look like me in Chicago. When I was here, I didn't see a lot of people that look like me. So that was different. So, and then Coach Stubbs introduced me to Richard and Marsha Lee. And I never forget, Dick Lee invited me over. You know, Marsha made dinner for me, and I ate a lot. He figured out every time I came over, they're gonna have to have a lot of food, because I ate a lot. And then he kind of put me to work. Now remember, I'm from Chicago. Never had a job. So when I say Richard put me to work, Richard put me to work. And it was different. And it was stuff I've never done before, and it was tough, and I got dirty, and I called my mom, I want to go home. But I stayed. And you know, after that summer came, you know, I came back with my teammates, and everything was good, and it was just a great 2 years. I mean, it really was. I mean, I feel like this place is a part of me. And if you had told me that 24 years ago, 1990, that I would still be in Utah, in Price, Utah, it was a part of my journey. I call my life a journey. It has different parts. and this was like in the beginning of my journey. I have a lot of people I can thank here, the faculty, one of my favorite teachers from Don Burge. I never knew what astrology was. I took his class, and I remember he told me, Kris, just come to class, you'll learn something. And that was the toughest C- I ever got, but I got a C-. And I got through. I want to thank Susan Poster, her and Bob, their son TJ. Susan, like I said, I have a couple of surrogate families. Susan, and also the Arringtons, Gary, and Carla, and Jackie. You guys know what Huntington is. Once again, I'm from Chicago. So, me being here in Price is like Vegas compared to Huntington. So, you know, it was weird. The Arrington family just kind of took me under their wing. I mean, I never saw a trampoline before, and Gary had this 2-story house, and they tried to get me to jump off of it, and I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. I learned how to bale hay, and that's why I'm not gonna be a farmer, ever. That's not hard work. I learned early that manual labor was not for Kris Hill. And Price, Utah taught me that. So I want to thank the Arringtons as well. My son's here, and this is, once again, Price. I met his mom here. His mom, Jamie, she was a cheerleader, and of course, basketball players, who like cheerleaders. And, so, I was married to his mom. We have 2 beautiful kids, Dominique Joseph and Danielle Elizabeth, and it's because of Price. So once again, kid from Chicago comes to Price, gets married, has 2 beautiful kids. Like I said, there's a lot of people I want to thank, but I really want to thank, we talk about teams and about families and everything, and I've been on several teams, from scholastics to collegiates to professional, and now I'm in my professional place in my journey. And my new team is, my team back there, professional recruiters, my guys who I work with every day, and trust me, they put up with a lot with me. I mean, a lot of you guys know my personality. Sometimes I say things I probably shouldn't say, but they love me unconditionally no matter what. So I'm a very fortunate man. I'm blessed, and I wish my family from Chicago was here, but my mom, who's like my #1, she called me, and she just told me how proud she was of me. And each and every day I wake up, and I thank God that I'm here. Because a kid from Chicago, where I came from, I didn't have to be here. I want to thank you people in Price. You guys are real great to me, and I love you all.